Welcome to our next edition of the Home Hazard Safety Hunt, and we are going to talk about electrical and utilities in your home. My name is Willa Williams. I'm the program manager for Ready in the Middle in Missouri. So let's get started. So let's look at your electrical wires, cords, and outlets. Remember, you can follow along in your checklist that you've printed out that is in Missouri 4-H Online. And look at these three photos. So do you see any safety hazards that are there? Do you see any best practices to remain safe? So what's up with this one, this first picture? So we have a power strip, and every single one of those outlets on that power strip is just full. I think, do they call this like an electrical octopus or something like that? It's just tentacles everywhere. So that could be a safety hazard, right? What about this next picture right here? So you see those black cables there. You can see that the actual electrical wires are coming out of that plastic safety coating. So you can get shocked by that. I got shocked recently, didn't notice that the cables on my Christmas tree lights was frayed and chewed upon by one of my pets. So I had just put on a lot of lotion on my hands, and I went to unplug the electrical outlet or the Christmas lights, and I got quite a shock. So it wasn't very fun, but also it could have been a fire hazard. It could have really hurt pets. If there were any infants or toddlers around, it really could have hurt them too. And so you see over here on the third picture, that's a safe practice, right? So we're putting outlet covers on top of those outlets to make sure that no metal pieces are put in there by a child that could be an electrical hazard for them. So you go through your checklist, and remember, if you have some of these items, go through that checklist. If you don't, you don't have to go through the checklist on that. But I do know these are best practices too. I look through some of these and I go, oh, I can't check that off, but it's something for me to take care of in the future. Are all the major appliances grounded? Major appliances are like refrigerator, a washer, a dryer, the big things, not exactly your toaster. So are cord holders used to keep longer cords fastened against the walls? Me personally, that is not something I've done, but I really need to do something like that. I do make sure that my television is actually strapped to the wall or to the TV stand that it's on. So are your TVs, computers, stereos positioned against the walls, especially if they could fall over? So have them stabilized too. And make sure, check those electrical cords for cracking, fraying. One of the cords, if it's not purposely chewed on by a pet, that gets frayed pretty easily is my phone charger cord. I don't know if that happens to you, your parents, but I'm constantly plugging and unplugging or moving it, especially the one that's in the car, and I noticed that had frayed quite considerably, so I knew it was time to change that. I certainly didn't want to have a fire or get shocked by that. So we've gone over electrical. Now's your time to look at heat and air. You might have fans. You see the little space heaters, ceiling fans, fireplaces. If you don't have a fireplace, you can skip over that. You can put NA, not applicable. So, if you don't have a chimney, you don't worry about it being cleaned recently or screens on it. If you don't use electric space heaters, don't worry about that. But I use a space heater in my office because it's really cold, and I want to make sure that it's away from electrical wires, away from anything that can also be flammable or catch fire. So, talking about window units, those are window air conditioning units. Are they properly mounted and secured? I've seen video of where some of those fall out. It's not a great thing, especially if you've paid money for that window unit, notwithstanding that it could really hurt somebody. or cause damage to your window, but make sure they're properly mounted and secured, that ceiling fans are secured and working correctly, and to keep, the electrical cords out away from children's reach. Not only can it be an electrical hazard, but tripping hazard with some of these too. Electric blankets, heating pads, don't just leave them plugged in all the time. Turn them off, unplug them when they're not in use. So if you have any other questions, just let me know. Remember, my name is Willa Williams. You can see my contact information in 4-H Online. And looks like we're almost halfway or more through our home hazard hunt. So let's get started on the next one.